What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I just got done with the live stream of Hogwarts Legacy, and I want to just kind of say a couple quick things in this video, kind of catch you guys up and go over probably what's maybe the biggest thing in everybody's mind with the release date or lack thereof. And tomorrow, we're going to do a video. I'm going to work on it immediately as I'm done with this one. We're going to kind of break down everything that we saw in terms of classes, spells, how different things work, and we'll go from there. But I just want to kind of give my quick thoughts on the event. Incredible. I think it did a lot of the stuff we were all hoping that it would do. It's hard to say it did everything because, in my opinion, it didn't. I would have liked to see a little bit more in-depth of what the screen looks like, and by that, I guess I mean, like, how are your spells, like, mapped onto your controller? Where's your health bar? Stuff like that. Stuff you would see. Is there a mini-map? Those kind of things. I get it. For presentation purposes, you're trying to make it look very pretty, right? So I don't fault them, but I would have liked to kind of just seen that just like really briefly. They mentioned friends, and they showed off 4 of them, right? Or that, well, they hinted at there was going to be 1 for each house, 1 main friend. That's kind of low for me, like 1 main friend, and also no references at all of relationships in terms of like lovey-dovey stuff, right? Just more like friendships. So that's something I would have liked to have seen. Obviously, the release date I would have liked to have seen, and a few other things here and there. I mentioned some of them as well in the live stream. We'll go over those probably in a separate video of stuff I still hope to see from this game. Actually, conversations. That's really the last big one. Is I didn't see, obviously there was no dialogue in terms of you pick what response your character gives. So I really want to see that upcoming. But, you know, those are things. I'm not going to, let them off the hook for those things. Those are important things. But I thought overall, man, oh man, the game looked sweet. The combat, I thought, looked really good. It took me a couple minutes. When you first see it, it does look very stiff. I think it is going to be very stiff, but I can kind of see why, right? Because you're moving around, you're deflecting spells, you're using different spells on different enemies. It makes sense to kind of make the characters almost slow or almost like reluctant to do too many things back to back. Does that make sense? Maybe it does. Maybe. And by the way, like I guess that's me giving them an excuse out of it. If you want to, say that was an issue for you, you're more than, than welcome to. But I liked it. I liked the combat actually quite a bit. I love the diversity in the combat, whether it's using the environment or, like I said, you can deflect or repel things. You can use all of these different kinds of spells. We saw loads of spells in this state of play that, again, we'll break down in the next video. But I love that to death. The exploration looks awesome. The amount of things to do in this game looks awesome. The classes, like literally learning things, right, I think it's going to be way more in-depth than I gave them credit for. I didn't really know how in-depth it was going to be, and it seems like the actual learning potions, learning herbology, like these things are going to be important. They're almost like the center focus of the game, which is fine. The common room, my dear God, right? The main plot of the game, pretty sweet. We probably should have seen it coming because of that alpha footage, right, where we saw some of the enemies. Maybe we should have placed it together, but that's okay. So we know a little bit, or I would say actually we know a pretty okay amount of what the main plot of the game is. We got confirmation you're a 5th year, nailed it, right? I was right on seasons, right? I asked, could we have seasons in this game? And we are, and that's really awesome, and I'm really happy about that. Exploration, flying on a broomstick, although no mention of Quidditch, and they teased it when they showed the girl flying up on the broomstick, and behind her is the the Quidditch poles, right? They teased it there, but they never outright said you can do Quidditch or not. They did mention side quests. Obviously, they mentioned main quests, all of that stuff. Final thing to talk about is obviously the release date. Now, I won't let them off the hook for that, okay? I understand, and I don't want to come across like I'm so tone deaf, like I'm a moron, right? Like, I get why you do that. I get games get delayed. I get there's a variety of reasons games get and I've said it before, right? If you need to delay it, you need to that's it. We're the consumers. We'll either be there or not be there. They need to do what they think is best for them, all right? At the same time, to pretend like they've given us enough confidence to trust them after the last year and a half, okay? While this was awesome, I love this, but the past year and a half hasn't exactly been golden for them. And so by saying holiday 2022, make no mistake about it, all right? Here's it boiled down. When you say holiday 2022 and you say that right now, you're unsure if you're going to hit it. And you can have a difference of opinion. That's okay. I very much believe myself when I say that out loud. Okay. I very much believe that's the actual reason, that it could be in December, right? I tweeted right before the State of Play went live, insider, if you want to call him that, Roberto Serrano, right? He said December 6th. December 6th makes sense. December 6th is in that holiday period. But when you say holiday and you say it in March, okay, you're either talking about December or you're talking about January, February of next year. So the odds of it being delayed, I don't want to say are high, but I want to say are very much there, like 50-50 at least, maybe more, maybe less, depending on who you are and your optimism levels, right? But so that would be the thing. I'm not going to let them off the hook for that. I get it. I'm not going to break my computer or jump out my own window if they delay the game. Okay, that's not going to happen. But it is kind of disappointing when you kind of hope to see it, and instead of seeing something, or even just saying 2023, I guess that would be worse, right? But you say holiday 2022. So we'll see if it actually comes out in December. That is, in my opinion, the earliest it would come out. I don't think it would come out, well, maybe Black Friday, like the end of November. But truly, I think when you say holiday in the gaming industry, you mean December. That's normally, or late November. But I think for this example, we're talking about December. So that's a little disappointing. But in terms of visually what we saw, again, were there things missing? Yes. Were some of those things, by the way, could they be in the game and they just didn't show it yet? Sure. I'm not going to say oh, none of these things were in it, the game sucks. No, some of them could be in it, some of them maybe won't be, and that's fine if that's the way that it is. But, I think what we actually saw, I thought was about as good as Jeff Keighley did a poll. What would you rate the game? A's are the vast majority of people that are giving it a rating. They're giving it an A, and that's actually very good because people give these things quite low scores normally. When Sony did the last one a week or two ago, right, with the Japanese games, it got overwhelmingly D's or F's. So people are pretty harsh, and that's okay, but I think people overwhelmingly like this. I would say if you're kind of maybe if you're a diehard, this wasn't everything you wanted, but it was pretty close. And I think if you were a normal, you're not insane like me, you're not insane like all of us, and I'm just kidding, by the way, but no, if you're just kind of coming in and out, you don't care too much about it, but you're like, oh, well, maybe if it wins me over, I'll get the game. I think if you're that person, I think the game probably won you over. That's, maybe not, but that's kind of how I sense it right now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. We're here. Like I said, tomorrow there'll be a video on what we did get. Maybe I can do a video on the weekend of what we didn't get from the State of Play. That could be a fun other video, all right? Thank you for watching. All my social media is in the description below if you guys want to check it out, and I hope to see you all on tomorrow's video.